And at this time, we're going to hear from our seniors. You know, our school feels more like a family, and that's what our teachers try and create in the classroom and in the school. Older students mentor younger students. They don't despise them. They're not frustrated with them. They want to pass a mantle. And our students really buy into that culture here at CMA. And we believe that every student matters here. A student's not a number. Every student matters. Every student's poured into. If someone's having a bad day, we want to notice and ask them, is everything okay? We want to encourage our students. And so when it comes to graduation, we still believe that everybody matters. So we have, as a tradition here, have every student in our graduating class step up and speaks for their graduation, talks about what they're grateful for and what they learned here. And so at this time, we're going to move into that portion of this. Help me welcome our first senior, the school president, Stephen Cockman.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day as I am. But I can't start any other way besides just thanking the Lord. I mean, obviously, what even can I say? I want to just thank God for being my source. He's been the source of my strength, my peace, just everything for my past year, and obviously for my whole life. It's been a great 18-year journey, and I don't know I'd hate to see where I'd be without him. And I want to follow that definitely with thank you, Tim and Terry, for everything you guys do for this school. On behalf of the seniors, and I'm sure the rest of my underclassmen, just thank you guys for everything you guys do for this school. You guys, just nobody else sees the behind the curtain work that you guys do for us, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. And as well as the rest of the church, everybody here and not here and connected with this church, thank you guys for sowing the seed that you guys do. And just whatever it is that you do to bring the glory of God first, just do it knowing that you're sowing the seed into our lives and you're seeing the ripening of that fruit tonight. And just know that at the heart of every fruit, there's more seeds to come. And I just want to thank you guys so much for everything you guys do for us as students and as young people growing to be young men and women of God. And I personally want to thank my mom. Thank you so much for everything, Mom. I love you so much. Just thank you for everything you've been and everything you've done for me over 18 years. And I'd rather not go through it with anybody else, Lord. And I just thank you, my dad, too. What can I say besides just you've been my hero for 18 years, and I plan on staying that way. Thanks for just being my hero and for just thank you for being totally and just wholeheartedly just always rooting for me, Dad. And I love you, Ann. I love you so much. I'm only 3 hours away when I'm gone in Fayetteville. Just know that always. I'm always a call away, too. Thanks for making an interesting 18 years for sure. And just thanks for everything. And Grandma and Grandpa, I can't not thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you for growing me with so much wisdom and love you guys have poured out into me. You guys have blessed my life so much more than I can even say on this stadium. And of course, I have to thank just CMA, all the CMA staff, whether it's loving teachers like Miss Robin, where they come every day to deal with us every day, and still have the patience to just love us and want to pour into our lives even more. And that ranges from everyone like teachers like Miss Robin to LA interns, and the precious time that we've had with you guys this year. And I also just have to thank Josh Barnett specifically and David Pate. You guys have been just such men and such leaders in my life. Thank you guys for leading with an example. I don't even know what to say. Just thank you guys for just imparting so much into my life and of course so many others. And I remember specifically one thing Josh said last year at High Point, as I was a counselor, sitting in on a morning devotion. He said, boys work out to look stronger and men work out to be stronger. And I mean, that doesn't just apply to the physical aspects of life. That works spiritually and mentally for sure, no doubt about it. And it's just, I can't thank you guys enough for everything. And as I come to a close, I just want to say that at my time here at CMA, this precious 2.5 years, man, I wish I'd spent more time here. But I'm glad and thankful for the time I've had here, and that I've learned more than anything how to love. To love someone, you don't just say the three-word phrase that we all know all too well, but to love someone is an action. Loving someone is a verb, so you have to live in that day in and day out. And I'm sure you guys have heard it, and if you haven't already, you'll probably hear it a lot at this church, and that's that CMA is a family. And when you spend 8 hours every day with family, it gets interesting, but I've had such a great time here just loving these people, and I can't thank enough my other seniors here tonight and my other underclassmen, my other classmates here at CMA. Thank you guys just for everything and everything this 2.5 years have meant to me. I love you guys and thank you all.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kaylin Anding, and I was given the amazing opportunity to have attended CMA. It's crazy to look back and see these 3 years pass so quickly. So many memories, friendships, and funny moments were made. And I want to thank you all for being a part of them and for making these few years a blast. Oh, stop it. I want to thank David Pate for being a great mentor, coach, and an example in my life. You have answered many of my questions, and importantly, you pushed me to be my best at everything. Dad, thank you so much for supporting every action I do. To as being involved as you can, from taking me to the park just to rebound for me, or to helping me find a car. Words cannot express how much you mean to me, and I thank you for that. Billy, otherwise known as my second dad, I want to thank you for everything you have to sacrifice for us, for moving us here to Arkansas and putting us in CMA. You put us in a position of success. I can't thank you enough for everything you do, because that list is endless. You have supported and reassured me when I didn't know what I was doing and stressing out, kind of like when I was writing this speech. Kara, I won't be able to say much because you get me all emotional, and I'm already emotional. So I want to thank you so much for our relationship. Sure, we pick on each other and fight a little, but our bond is inseparable. Mom, Mom, thank you so much for showing me what a real woman of God is. When times are good and when times get tough, thank you so much for everything that you do. Sometimes we realize what you do, but most of the time there are some hidden things. We won't be appreciative until we see it later in life. All the times you put us first and sacrificed everything else just to put us in the right placement to be successful in the future. Thank you for preparing me for not only schooling, but for preparing me to be a woman of God. Also, I want to thank you, dear friends and family, for coming to support my new start and journey. Each and every one of you have played a huge role in my life, and I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you.
Well, unlike most people here, I had never heard of CMA until about 6 months ago. I knew my life was about to change through this transition, but I would have never thought that I would fall so in love with this school. When I first met David and Josh, I didn't plan on telling them as much about myself as I did, but something gave me an instinct to trust them. I was enduring a time in my life that I felt should have been dark and filled with isolation and negativity. Well, that's not a word, negativity. But surrounding myself with these people was the best thing I could have done. Honestly, I thought this was the worst thing that could have happened to me. I thought I was so unlucky to be in this situation, but little did I know that every step was in place in order for me to become who I am now. From the second I walked into the school, I felt so much love and acceptance. Like, these people didn't even know me, but I had never been so welcomed anywhere in my life. It's like there was a little Hannah-shaped hole just for me to fit in, because I made instant, genuine connections with so many of the people here, not only with the 11th and 12th grade classes, but with my underclassmen and teachers as well. All of these people actually wanted to get to know me and wanted to help me strengthen my relationship with God. We are so blessed as a student body to have teachers who aren't just involved in our education, but our lives outside of that. Each one of them tried to form a personal relationship with you, and sometimes that's all someone needs to feel like they have a place somewhere. I want to firstly thank two people that were crucial in my transfer to CMA. David Pate and Josh Burnett have become such influential people in my life. for many reasons. From the day I met them both, they saw me as I was and not by my past. They were very open and honest with me about everything and saw my potential through my mistakes. I couldn't have asked for a better principal than David. I didn't know where to start when I think of thanking him, but I'm so grateful for the sense of family he brings to our school, and especially among the senior class. He puts in so much extra effort to make sure that our last year was particularly special and memorable. He worked with us all individually with obstacles we faced and continuously checked on our progress, providing support and encouragement through it all. And I'm also very grateful to have Josh Barnett in my life because I value his input so greatly on different situations. Every time I hear him talk, I want to soak up everything that he says because I feel like in just the short time I've been here, I've learned so much from him. I admire his honesty especially, and I feel like he has so much wisdom for his age that I aspire to possess one day. I want to thank my parents for the many second chances I didn't deserve. No matter how many times I messed up, they put up with me and did not fail to display their love and forgiveness. My mom is the happiest and most loving, understanding person I know, and every day I try to face things like she does, with the same desire to honor God in everything I do and say. Her unconditional love for God is so inspiring and gives me so much hope every day. I admire my dad for so many things he has taught me throughout his own actions. No matter what he does it to the best of his ability. He always finds some way to improve himself in a specific area and always gives it his all. His commitment to whatever is important to him is so inspiring, and to me, he has taught me to do the best I can and to not give up no matter what stands in my way. I'd like to thank my sister for her support and encouragement, and my grandparents for the same, and for making the trip out here today. I want to thank my friends from Little Rock who made the trip today to be here for me and supporting me through this transition. Lastly, I want to give all the credit of my progress and accomplishments to God for loving me when I don't deserve it, and after all the times I've deliberately walked away from him. He still accepts me when I come back. He carefully mapped out this journey for me and placed every person I'd meet specifically where he wanted them to be to impact me the most and to show me that he is in control. He has power over every situation, and when you put your life in his hands, he will take care of you. As long as you seek him, he will never abandon his children, and for that, I could not be more thankful.
It's weird being on this side. Well, I've been in school for 13 years now, so that means I've seen 12 graduations before this. I remember when I was younger, I always thought, wow, this feels like it's taking hours. When is it going to end? Now that I'm up here, I'm like, wow, this is taking minutes. Why does it have to end? You know, I could go on for hours talking about this school, but I have about 5 minutes, so I am going to go ahead and get started with some thank yous. First, I want to start with thanking God. One, for putting me in such a great place to grow up and giving me the tools and the friends I need to get through school, and the parents to teach me all the lessons I need to know to be successful in life and to serve God. Dad, thank you for being an example of what a true man looks like. Thank you for showing me unconditional love. Thank you for guiding me, showing me how to work hard. I can't express how deep an effect you've had on me. Everything I am today is because of you. You are the closest example of the father that I've ever seen. Mom, for your kind heart that always accepted me no matter how many times I messed up. I can't thank you enough for all the times you helped me study or gave me hugs or advice. Thank you for being patient with me, because Lord knows I need it. I love you beyond words. My brother, I wish he could be here so I could tell him face to face, but I can't thank him enough for always loving and accepting me. I once told him that you've been a good brother when the younger brother doesn't want you to leave, and those words still ring true today. Because I would do anything to have him here listening to me. I love you, Clark. My extended family that came from out of town, thank you guys all for being here tonight. It really means a lot to me. I'd also like to thank the church for keeping me on the right path and for funding the school, because that's pretty important. Teachers, every teacher had a profound effect on my life, but I only have 5 minutes, so I'm just going to choose a few to talk about specifically. I'd like to thank David for being a constant in my life. He's been here a long time, and the love and genuine care he shows for each student is something no other school has, and something I can't be thankful enough to, I can't put into words. I'd like to thank Brandon Tryon for challenging me to be a better band leader, and by consequence, teaching me to be a better leader in general. I can't tell you how influential you were in my development as a leader, so thank you. Josh Barnett for being a massive influence in my life and for teaching me to be a minister both in the church and the world. My girlfriend, Sayla Rogers, for being a wonderful, supportive person I can always come to when I need help, and I can't describe how thankful I am to be with you. Finally, my friends, just to name a few: Cammie, who's been with me since kindergarten, Colton, Cameron, Ethan, Logan, Mariah, Havila, Spencer, AC, Steven, and whoever I didn't mention. It's not that you aren't important, it's just that I don't have enough breath to get all the names in. Thank you for being the greatest friends anyone could ever ask for. The late nights talking about our lives and hanging out are the only things that kept me going and the only things that kept me sane, especially these past 2 years. I love each and every one of you with a love that I can't describe, and I'm so thankful for every minute I spent with each of you. You know, my dad always taught me that when you leave somewhere, you're supposed to leave it better than when you found it. And so I decided, why not leave it with the lesson I've learned over the years? And that is, don't miss your chance. Don't miss your chance to learn to work hard. Don't miss your chance to spend time with the people you love most, because, as I learned this year, sometimes it gets cut short. Don't miss the chance to finish strong. Don't look back years later and see nothing but all the chances you missed, because that is all too easy to do. It's easy to focus on the things we don't like about the place we're in, and if we're not careful, we'll forget to make the most of the things we love. Don't miss your chance. David Pate has a famous phrase, and my classmates know it all too well: CMA is an opportunity, not a guarantee. But perhaps it would be more accurate to say that about all of life. Life is an opportunity, not a guarantee. Don't look back and see what you wish you had done. Don't miss your chance to make the most of it. Thank you.
It's always tough going after Cole in anything that we do, I've learned. So bear with me, I'm not as well of a speaker as him. Anyways, my name is Gabby Merritt, and obviously I'm a senior here this year, but this is also my first year at CMA. And if you would have asked me a year ago where I thought that I would be graduating from, I would have, without a hesitation or doubt in my mind, said Jessieville. I had gone there all my life, and I thought that's where I would finish, but I was introduced to a student conference called Pursuit this past year, and it completely changed my life. I fell so deeply in love with all of the students and the teachers at CMA. I fell in love with the school, I fell in love with the church, and just everything that they stood for. And so I made a tough decision to decide to come to CMA for my last year, and never once this year have I regretted it. This is hard. Anyways, I wish I could tell you everything that CMA has taught me this year, because there's so much, but like Cole said, we only have 5 minutes, so I obviously can't, but I'll tell you a few things that I have learned. CMA has brought out the best in me. They have pushed me to a higher level of excellence than I thought was possible. They have taught me to be a leader of my generation in all things that I do. They taught me to love God with all of my heart and trust in His plan that He has for me. They have gone out of their way to make every moment of my senior year so memorable, and they have shown me an unconditional love that I didn't think was possible. Now, going into the thank yous, thought that it would be appropriate to start with the people that have known me the longest. So, Mom. Oh gosh, this is hard. Thank you for everything that you've done this year, for being my rock, and just for raising me. I know I can be a handful sometimes, but you've shown me an unconditional love, and you've just helped me in everything this year, from all the trials that I've faced and just all the tough times that I've had. You've always been there, And I love you so much, even when I'm really sassy, and it doesn't seem like it, but I'm a teenager, so that kind of happens. Dad, thank you for allowing CMA to be a reality and not just a dream. Thank you for paying for everything here. Thank you for also supporting me in this really big decision. And thank you also for just loving me and raising me to be who I am today. Also, to all of my family that could make it, thank you so much. I love all of you so much, and you also have shaped me into the person that I am today. And I'm so unbelievably grateful for you guys. You don't understand. Okay. Also, I would like to thank Cameron Oliver because he was the reason that I'm here. He introduced me to the Conference Pursuit, which I refused to go to at first, but I'm really glad that I did now because I'm here. I want to thank David. I wrote him a note, so I won't really say much, but thank you for just being the most amazing coach that I've ever had, for showing me that a coach and a teacher can have more than just a kind of bond. Thank you for also loving me and being a great role model in my life, and also a really great father figure, and I'm going to miss you so much. Thank you to Miss Angela and Miss Robin for putting up with my class and I this past year. We weren't the easiest class, and I know that we argued a lot, and sometimes we didn't want to do our work, but thank you for showing me also a love that was so amazing, and for asking me about my day, even when I was having a bad one, instead of just handing me like a test or something to work on. Just thank you for caring about me so much. I love both of you so much. Thank you to Miss Carla for allowing me to aid in her class this year, and for allowing me to fall in love with every 5th and 6th grader that I met. You've helped me to realize how I want my classroom to be when I become a teacher, and how I want to love my kids. And I'm so happy that I met you. Thank you to Miss Stacy and Katie Beth for putting up with Cammie and I every morning during school. You are our first class, and obviously the hardest. Thank you for asking me how my day was every time that I would show up late. Thank you for just loving us and putting up with us, because I know the mornings Cammie and I aren't the best at. And just thank you for caring about us so much. I want to thank Josh and Sarah Barnett. You guys mean so much to me, you don't understand. There's something about Josh Barnett. When you meet him, you just want to tell him your whole life story, and I don't know why, but you do. And he's just someone that just can support you in everything and make you feel like you're the best at everything, even if you're not. You have made me the leader that I am today, and Sarah, you have shown me an unconditional love of a mother, and I want to be like you someday. I want to thank my friends that I'm so mad at that I met, because it's so hard to leave you guys. CMA is such a family. It's a school that cares so deeply for the students, not just the grade that they make in class. They want the best for you and all that you do, and that's something special. It breaks my heart knowing that I have to leave this amazing school, but I thank God for the wonderful year He has provided me with here. I know He has great plans for me on the next chapter of my life, but as for this one, I have memories that'll last a lifetime and people that I'll never forget. I love all of you so much, and thank you, CMA, for being my forever family. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you all for coming out today. Wow. I never really thought this moment would come. I mean, if you look back a couple of years ago to like 7th grade in algebra with Katie Beth and Cammie and Cole, and I was arguing about how math isn't logical, and then fast forward to pre-cal where I was like, I don't care anymore. It is what it is. I don't care. Yeah, but I just have to say that I wouldn't be the same person I am today without this school. And the thing with society today is we want results and we want to skip right to the end. We don't want to go through the process. At CMA, we know that failure is the key to success. All of us on stage have experienced failure, and lots of it. But look at us now. We all made it. At CMA, we have grace for when we fall or mess up because we know that we're not perfect. And they see the value in every young person, no matter how much you fail or despite your circumstances. The world may see your circumstances or your situation and tell you you're doomed, you're destined for failure. But at CMA, they tell you that you're bigger than your circumstances. that you can rise above it all. And that's what CMA is really all about. I've appreciated this school so much and what it stands for. The last 6 years have just been incredible, to say the least. And I've become so much more knowledgeable about God and the Word and just everything. And most of all, I want to thank God and His unfailing love for me, because He's gotten me through so many things. He's blessed me with amazing opportunities and great friends and family that I'm forever grateful for. He's been my best friend. He listens to my problems, and He cares for me more than anyone. He's taught me so much and has been with me through everything, obviously. And I'm so humbled to have such a perfect God that loves me unconditionally, even though I'm so flawed. I also want to thank the Brooks family for having a vision for young people and for starting this school. It means so much to me and everyone on the stage. I also want to thank David for being such a father figure to all of us, really, especially myself, and just for sacrificing so much for us. He genuinely cares for all of us, and we can all attest to that, and I know He'd do anything for all of us. So, for the teachers and coaches, all of y'all are so amazing, and y'all are so giving, and y'all have all made a big impact on all of our lives. Two teachers that have really made a big impact on me and just like my life decisions and my path that I'm going down would be Miss Stephanie, who is our physical education teacher, and she's been here for about 2 years, and she's just showed me how to live a godly life, and to really she's inspired me that just to how to be a good example of someone that loves God and loves eating healthy and just living a great life for God and taking care of His temple. And with Miss Trish doesn't work here anymore, but she did, and she made such an impact on me, and I'll forever remember her in all of my life. She taught me that I should be interested in what is in my food, and just how she had such a personal relationship with all of us, and she loved us, and no matter what it was, she would come up to us and ask us how our day's going, and just she really cared what would be going on in our lives at the moment. One of the biggest thanks would have to be my mom and dad. They've been my #1 fans throughout life. Y'all have been with me the whole journey, and y'all have loved with me, cried with me, and have taught me so much throughout my life. I know without a doubt that I've been blessed with the best parents on earth. They have given me unrelentless love and have made sure I've never gone without anything. Neither words nor actions could ever express how grateful I am for y'all and how much I love you both. I want to thank my grandparents for coming out today and supporting me. I love y'all so much, and thank y'all for always being there for me and my family. I love y'all so dearly. I want to thank my siblings, Jaren especially, for coming out today, and even though they all can't be here today, they all have contributed to who I am as a person, and I could never ask for better siblings. Y'all are great. I want to thank my aunt and both my cousins, Ann and Steven. I love all 3 of y'all so much. Y'all have made such an impact on my life, and I love having y'all part of my life on the daily. Y'all are just so great. Ann especially, you've been like my younger sister, and I know you're always there for me when I need to talk to someone, and you always know how to make me laugh, and I love you so much. I want to thank Jesse Chase as well. He's always kind to me, and he's always laughing, and he knows how to smile, how to make me smile with just like a look, and I appreciate our friendship more than you know. Thank you for calming me down when I freak out and making me laugh even when I'm angry at you. You teach me how to love people and be kind even when I don't want to be, and not just through words, but through actions. You know me probably better than I do by now, and I genuinely care for you, and I wish you the best because you're my best friend. On top of that, I'd like to thank his mom, Donna Hill, for being a second mom to me and opening up your house to me whenever and doing anything for me, never counting the cost. I also want to thank all of my friends, everyone, because I would be crazy without them, especially Kayla Dreer and Callie Farmer. Kayla has been with me through a lot, to say the least. We became friends in the 3rd grade, and even going to different schools, we remained best friends the past 7 years. And I love you so much. You've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and just the plain weird side of me, and you still remain by my side. I love you so much. Callie has been my best friend for about 3 years, and I know she will always have my back no matter what. She's such a genuine friend, and I'm so grateful for the friendship we have and will continue to have. And in closing today, I want to thank all of you for coming out again. And I want to thank everyone who has been with me through my life and for shaping me to be the person I am today. I wouldn't be the same woman I am today, and I just want to thank you all.
Man, this is crazy. Okay, here we go. First, I would like to thank everyone that came out tonight. I know that not everyone here is for me specifically, but it would be so lame if y'all weren't here, so thanks. Anyways, graduating high school is an incredible thing. It's an incredible accomplishment, and I'm so glad that we are all here to receive that diploma that we've worked so hard for 13 years for. But as amazing as it is, graduating high school is so different than graduating CMA. Everyone up here has said that CMA is a family, and that rings true in my life. I have been here for 13 years, and it breaks my heart to be here with you tonight because it means that I'm saying goodbye to my friends and my coaches and my family. There are no words. There are no words. But simply put, I'm so grateful to the Lord for putting me here and for putting everyone in this room here. You have all impacted my life in ways that I cannot muster up words to say. Okay. First, I want to thank my teachers and my coaches. To all the CMA teachers, thank you as a whole. Every teacher in this place lays their life down daily for us, and they see us as their own. I am incredibly thankful for the example of servanthood that you have all shown me. I love you all so much. But a few that I would like to thank specifically would be Miss Connie. Thank you for being an incredible example in my life, an incredible representation of the heart of Jesus. And everyone here that has met her knows that that is true. She has served in this ministry relentlessly for I don't even know how long, longer than I've been alive, but you have opened up your home to me. You have opened up your heart to me. Thank you for being there for me. Next, I want to thank Miss Angela. No one exemplifies the word dedication like Miss Angela. She has my entire life. She takes the word dedication to another level in every area, with her students, with her family, and with her walk with the Lord. Miss Angela, you've always made sure that I was going somewhere and that I was good and I had everything that I need in kindergarten when I was stupid and dumb. And now when I'm stupid and dumb, you just always are like, you have everything. And that means so much to me. Thank you for being a second mom to me my entire life. And thank you, Kern family, for being a second home. You guys mean the world to me. Moving on, I want to thank David. There are no words. You've been in this thing with me for 13 years, since the beginning, and you've seen me stumble through life the past 13 years, through my successes and my failures, through my good decisions and my bad ones. Thank you for the consistency that you've had all these years. There's never a day that I've questioned if you're going to be there or not for me. You always have my back. You are always rooting for me. You're always the loudest one. I know that I've been able to count on you the past 13 years, and I'll continue to be able to do that. Thank you. I love you so much. Quickly, I want to thank all of the families in the church that have allowed me to be a part of this ministry. It's not everywhere that you go in life that ministries will allow children and youth to do something, to use the tools that God has given them. But I just want to thank you all for giving me the freedom to do so. I would like to point out one family specifically, and that would be the Barnetts. What can I say? Josh and Sarah, you have both done so much more for me than I think you will ever realize. You've opened up your home to me. You've been there every step of the way. Sarah, I want to be you. You don't understand, she's so amazing. Thank you for just being there no matter what it is, whether I had questions about life or I needed validation, or just as simple as someone to work out with, because we did that a lot. You both pour your lives out for people, and I see it every day. This place is different because of you. I am different because of both of you. Thank you does not do either of you justice, but it's all that I can say at this point. I love you both so much. Next, I want to thank my friends. If I was allowed to thank all of you, I would. But for time's sake, I will say that I love you all, and you mean the world to me, and it crushes me to leave. Thank you for being my biggest fans and for being there every second. Specifically, I want to thank two, Logan and Cole. You've never failed to pick me up wherever I am and be whatever I needed at that moment. You've been there throughout the entirety of my life. Thank you for the unconditional love and late night talks. I love you both so much, and I know that doesn't sum it up, but that's all that I can say. Lastly, I want to thank all of my family. My family makes me who I am. I'm so blessed to be loved and to get to love you. Thank you for the countless trips that you've all taken, including tonight, to support me in everything that I do. I have the most amazing support system. I love you all so much. Specifically, I want to thank my brother. Lucas, thank you for always pushing me to be better and to be the best that I can be. Whether you know it or not, I will always be jealous of you because you're so much better than me. Thank you for taking the time growing up to impart in my life and straighten me out whenever it was necessary, which was all the time. I remember when we were kids and I would say, Lucas, hold my hand. And I'm saying tonight, thank you for never letting go. I love you so much. Now the ones that I get to thank, who mean the world to me, Mom and Dad, I love you guys so much. I don't know what to say. I genuinely am nothing without you. I have nothing, but because of you guys, I owe the world to you. You both have been my #1 fans since literal day one. I couldn't ask for better roadies, to be honest. All the equipment, all of the trips, all of the gas, everything that you have just done for me and Lucas means an incredible deal to both of us. Thank you for allowing me to seek out the plan that God has for me, even though I know that it's very hard. And I know that I don't say it, but just as much as it hurts you guys to watch me go, it's just that much harder for me to leave. You both give me every reason to want to stay. And I just thank you so much for giving me the freedom to seek out the plan that He has. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
It's finally here. I just want to say my back was really hurting from sitting in that chair for so long. Okay, I had to crack a joke because Candy's was so, made me cry. First off, I want to thank my Father in heaven because He kept me from falling under all these years. He's been my best friend, my mentor, and my first father before my father. He's the first person that I go to for my problems. He rejoices with me, He weeps with me, and He loves me more than anyone else. He led me to CMA. And I know CMA loves me so much, and I'm thankful for that. I want to thank Brandon, Katie Beth, and Lindley for pushing me outside of my comfort zone in all of my areas. Brandon with helping me lead worship last year on some occasions. I want to thank Katie Beth and Lindley together for pushing me outside of my comfort zone and introducing me to drama. I fell in love with it. I was kind of iffy about it at first, but I really love it. I want to thank Miss Robin. You're my favorite. She always tells me that I'm her favorite. And I know she means it when she says it to me. Along with Miss Robin, I want to thank Ethan. He's been my best friend since I first got here. And I remember you telling me at first, whenever I got here, that I felt like competition to you with acting, but nah, I'm not. You're a better actor than I'll ever be. I want to thank my grandparents for pouring out their love into me. They've always been there for me, and they've supplied for me all these years. I want to thank you for that. I want to thank my dad for being my second father, for loving me and for being my mentor, and for being the one that I go to whenever God can't give me the answer. I know that God will give me the answer through you. Mom, I love you. Thank you for being there for me. I know that I'm a mess. I've always been a mess. Thank you for cleaning me up. I want to thank my brothers. Y'all are butt heads. But I love you anyway. And even though we don't get along all the time, I know that you love me. I want to thank Allison for being one of my first friends whenever I got here. And I want to thank CMA as a whole. You guys love me so much, even whenever I don't need it. All my friends, I love you so much. Oh man, I'm an emotional wreck right now. I love you guys. All of you. I know that's it's a really vague thing to say, but I genuinely love you. David and Josh Barnett loves us so much. I don't think I've ever seen David cry. But whenever Cammie spoke, I know that you love us. Thank you guys so much.
How am I supposed to follow that? Golly. I had to clean myself up before I came up here. Glad I don't wear makeup. It would have been all over the place. What a great night. So proud of these seniors. Can we give them another big hand? Well, my name is Josh Barnett. I'm the student pastor here at Christian Ministries, and I'm also the Bible teacher for 9th and 10th grade and for 11th and 12th grade, so I had the privilege of teaching these guys this year and some of them the last few years. And I have the honor, the opportunity to deliver a charge to them tonight before they leave. You guys made it. You're here. 13 years of school completed. What's up? You've completed roughly 35 hours of school a week. If we average a 170-day school year, that's 1,190 hours of school a year. Over 13 years, in case you were wondering, it's 15,470 hours of school. That's 928,200 minutes. It's 55,692,000 seconds. That's a lot of seconds. You spent roughly 16 to 17% of your life in school, and if you live until you're 80, you've got about 78% of your life to go. Just thought I'd give you one more math lesson. You're graduating here tonight on things that have been measured on the outside. Obviously, grades, or you wouldn't be getting a diploma here tonight. You've been measured on your adherence to the rules. In sports, wins and losses and points scored. Absences and tardies. Paying your tuition. Along the way, your weight has changed. Your clothes size has changed. Your shoes have changed. The measure of what you can actually fit into your brain has grown and developed. Your height has changed. Maybe some of you have had a little measurement on the doorpost. Some of you didn't get as many as others, Cammie. You stopped sooner, but it's okay. Everything in your life up to this point has been measured for you in order for you to complete your high school. And I want to leave you with something tonight, but I want to leave you with something that is immeasurable. I don't want to teach you one more lesson tonight because what I want to talk about, I can only pray that you can grasp because it surpasses knowledge. I can't show it to you in a book or on a calculator. Even the Apostle Paul could only pray that people could get it. In Ephesians chapter 3, verses 14 through 21, Paul prayed, "For this reason I kneel before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name. I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all of the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than we can all ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. To him be the glory in the church and in Christ Jesus throughout all generations forever and ever. Amen." I want you to know tonight that the most important things in your life are immeasurable. The things that matter most are the things that nobody can see. The condition of your heart, the condition of your spirit, your character, your integrity, your joy, your peace. Now, you got to know that wherever you go to, people are going to measure you. People are going to size you up everywhere you go. You guys are on top right now. You feel like you conquered the world, but next week when you're in the real world, guess what? Nobody cares. Doesn't mean anything to the world. You're leaving on the top, but you're starting out on the bottom. This diploma, where you went to school, won't mean nothing. You're actually at the starting line, not at the finish line. People are always going to try to measure you by human measurements. It's funny because we'll run into this in life oftentimes. You hear the question, "What do you do?" Measuring you. "Where do you go to school?" "Where are you going to college?" Measuring you. "Who are you voting for?" "Where do you live?" "What kind of house do you live in?" "What kind of car do you drive?" People are going to size you up everywhere that you go. But the kingdom of God uses a different measurement system than we do. The things that God measures are immeasurable on a physical scale. It's the immeasurable things that are going to grow your influence the most. It's not your money, it's not your career, it's not your house. And I want you to know, for the rest of your life, don't measure yourself by what you look like. Always measure yourself by what you're made of. Israel picked a king. Israel wanted a king, and they got Saul. And by human measurements, he was impressive. He was tall, but he was weak in areas that couldn't be measured physically. When God picked the king, he picked David. And in 1 Samuel 6:7, he told Samuel, "Don't look on the outside. Don't look at his measurement. I'm looking at his heart. I'm measuring him by the things that you can't see, Samuel. He's a man after my own heart, and that's what I want." People are going to look at your clothes and your shoes, your wallet, your car, college, education, phone, house, popularity, your weight, your followers, how many likes you get. But God doesn't look at those things. He measures things differently. When David came to fight Goliath, Saul thought that he didn't measure up. Don't let other people's measurements of you deter you from God's purpose on your life. See the size of your opponent just like David did when he looked at Goliath. See the size of your opponent as the size of your opportunity. God wants you to be part of his impossible, immeasurable plan. And know that he has already created in you what he wants from you. He made you to measure. He put in the potential. He's your maker and your builder. He knitted you together. He made you to the exact specifications required to complete your purpose. I also want you to know, just in your Christian walk, don't measure yourself by following the rules. Don't measure your Christianity by how you keep the law. That we don't hang out with this people, or we don't do drugs, or we don't drink, or we make good grades in college so that everybody can brag on me, or I go to church at least 3 times a month. Don't get caught up in those measurements. See, you've been kept in this little bubble that your parents have formed around you and tried to protect you. But what happens after tonight? What happens next week? What happens at the end of the summer when your parents aren't there anymore and CMA isn't there anymore? It's what you've been taught here taking root in your soul. Has it taken root in your heart and in your mind? See, guys, I can't leave Jesus. I'm never going to leave Jesus. He's everything to me. He's more than I could measure. He's done more for me. Everything that he's done for me is beyond measurement. Verse 18 says, how wide, how long, how high, how deep is his love for me. It's immeasurable. So don't go out and for a few years of fun, run away from that. See, nothing is going to fill me up over and over again. Nothing is going to be an unbreakable foundation. Nothing is going to take me as high as he will. Nothing is as deep as a well as he is. I'm constantly seeking into his grace and his love. And I'm going to, actually, I have a little board in my office that every one of your graduation invitations will hang this next year. And I'm going to be in my office on my knees praying for you, just like Paul did, that you'll have the strength to see how big this is. I'm going to be praying, God, that they think that it's, God, it's not about the drinking, it's not about partying, it's not about good grades, it's not about going to a church service, but show them that there's so much more than just following the rules. There's so much more to you than just toeing the line. Because when you toe the line, we can measure you on the outside. Oh, she looks like she's doing great. By our stick, you may be very successful. But I want to know about the immeasurable things. How's your love for God? How are you loving people? How's your peace? How's your joy? Because success won't bring you those things. Money won't bring you those things. A 4.0 in college, and you can still be miserable. Life is about the immeasurable things in your heart. Can we put a value on your soul? Jesus said, what good is it, my brother, if you gain the whole world, yet you forfeit your very soul? What good is it if we measure all these things and we fill up our bank accounts and we build houses and we do all these things, but we forfeit our very souls? We run away from the Lord and leave him completely out of it. God, help them see that their life is so much bigger than a mortgage payment, than raising good kids, than having a great career and a good retirement. What good is it if you chase your dreams but you lose your soul in the process? There's so much more than even how much you know. God, help them to just know that the love you have for them surpasses knowledge. It's beyond measurement. We don't know how wide, how deep, how long, how high it is. Psalm 16:11 says, in your presence there is fullness of joy, and in your right hand pleasures forevermore. Verse 19 of Ephesians said, let them be filled with the fullness of God. Filled with the fullness of God, and then he will do immeasurable things that we can't even ask for or imagine. See, I'm caught up in him. I've been filled with the Holy Spirit. I've been filled with that measure. I'm in this till the day that I die. Sarah is in this till the day that she dies. David is in this till the day that he dies. We're not leaving Jesus no matter what happens. Persecution, ridicule, in the face of death, it doesn't matter, because what we've come in contact with is something that is immeasurable, and it's his love. Think about the goals in your own life. Is one of your goals to be filled with the fullness of God, where no one can deny that there's something different about you? See, I left CMA when I graduated here in 2007, and I wasn't filled with that fullness, and that wasn't one of my goals. And guess what? I just blended in with the crowd. And I wasted some of my life. I wasted some of my potential. because I was more worried about the things that you can measure than the immeasurable things. See, this is something different that we cannot teach you. We can tell you about it, but it surpasses knowledge. All we can do is pray that you have the moment where you get it, praying that the Holy Spirit fills your heart and captivates it for the rest of your life. And you'll know and will know when it's real, when it lasts your entire life. See, let the world see the difference in you. Let the world say, there's something not normal about you. You're not a normal human being. There's something supernatural about you. See, it's going to be them seeing the immeasurable things that flow out of your life that's going to produce change in other people. Give a picture of God to the world that blows their mind, that confuses them, and that attracts them. We always measure out our plans to see if we can meet the odds, to see if we have enough money, enough time, enough education, etc. And I don't want to blow up any of your plans tonight, but if your plans are doable, scratch them or build them, because we serve an impossible God. He's into doing impossible things. He's a star breather. He's a mountain mover. He raises the dead back to life. He splits seas and he calms storms. He can do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine. We serve a God that goes beyond measurements. As big as you can imagine him, he's bigger. And if your plan doesn't look impossible to you tonight, I want to charge you to build on that plan. I brought you something to remember this by. I brought you a ruler. Simple wooden ruler that you get, that you may use in elementary school or maybe on up to high school. I don't know how far you guys use these up to. On the front of it, it has Ephesians 3:14 through 21. And it has the words wide, long, high, and deep. And on the back, it will have your name, CMA, and the year 2016. And I want it to remind you of his immeasurable love for your life. And I want it to remind you of the important things in your life that are immeasurable. Next time you're dealing with an unlovable person, a professor, a classmate, a coworker, I want you to remember this ruler and ask, how's my love? Next time you're down, next time you're depressed, next time you're being selfish or focusing on yourself and causing you to be down in the dumps, I want you to look at this and say, how's my joy? How's my peace? I want you to look at this ruler when you start to get comfortable, when you start to feel successful. And I want you to remember that there's always another level. You've completed 13 years, but you're just getting started. And God has always got another level because he's immeasurable. God is looking for someone crazy enough to do more. To step into the impossible, to be filled to the fullness of his measure. And my charge to you tonight is measure yourself according to the fullness of his love. Don't measure people. Don't size them up, but show them what's really important, his love. And remember that God can do immeasurably more than you can ask or imagine. Proud of you guys. Love you so much. I want you to know that you always have a home here, that you always got somewhere to come back to. And I'm praying for you.